Now look, I'm not claiming to bat 1,000 over here, but every now and then I do tend to knock one out of the park. Here's exactly what I predicted in the very beginning of September. Just try and imagine just how bleak this winter is going to be for sales. In a normal market, sales typically start to slow down in September. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if this month or next month is actually worse than our sales during the global pandemic. I can all but promise you this will happen by November. Stick around to see how close I was to that prediction and much more. Okay, first up are last month's sales. You didn't really think I was gonna tease you and make you wait till the very end, did you? All right, now sadly, we broke the all-time record for futility last month with only 1,510 sales. Now, first let me clarify this statistic and then provide some context. First, this refers to resale single-family homes. This is super important because the Las Vegas Association reports MLS sales to the media. Then the media reports this number as resale home sales. I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is so misleading. When the market's in the toilet, like it is right now, builders start putting their inventory on the MLS. This addition boosts the total MLS sales numbers and basically gets counted twice. Well, new homes tend to be more expensive than resale homes as well. We can add another 10% to that sales number if we start including new homes that were sold on the MLS. Not to mention, that also increases the median sales price if we start including new homes into the equation. So the truth here is that the numbers are actually far worse than the mainstream media is going to report. No conspiracy theory here, just poor reporting. Now, contextually, January is typically the worst month of the year for sales simply because those are closed escrows that went into contract during the holiday season when the market's at its slowest. The worst 2 Januaries in a decade were 2015 and 2019. Almost identical, we sold 1,676 homes and then 1,680 homes. In a once-in-a-lifetime event during May of 2020, during the pandemic, we only sold 1,533 homes. Again, this is the middle of a damn pandemic. Last month, we managed to sell 23 less homes than during a worldwide pandemic. Seriously, let that statistic set in. When the world was scared to go outside, we sold more homes than we did last month. All right, now with sales at an all-time low, what effect did this have on the median price? As you can see on the screen now, the median price plummeted $10,000 to settle in at $435,000. This brings us right back to our median price in January of this year. This also marks 5 straight months of declines. We're now down $50,000 from our high back in May. Now, put simply, we're now down just over 10% from the peak. For those of you thinking and hoping that we're going to return to 2019 levels, I wouldn't hold your breath. Right now, prices would have to drop by about 30% to match December of 2019. Frankly, I just don't see that happening. I'll be explaining why in a future video for you guys. All right. Next, let's check out our current inventory levels. As you can see on the screen, our inventory basically remained at a plateau. We only added 79 homes last month to settle in at just over 8,000 homes. So this is actually a very good sign for the housing market. Consider the fact that at an anemic 1,500 sales, this still equates to only a 5-month supply of inventory. Now, if inventory doesn't increase from here, at some point down the line, sales will rebound, maybe next year, maybe in 2 years. But the moment the market does start turning, we'll be right back to having a shortage of inventory. But I'll save that topic for a later video, guys. All right, next let's check out housing absorption by price range. This illustrates how competitive and healthy different price ranges are performing. First, let's check out the bulk of our market, homes priced between $250,000 and $500,000. Yet again, this segment dropped to 22%, meaning only a little over 1 in 5 homes in this price range are actually in contract right now. Huge difference from March when this number was 77%. Next, let's look at 500 to 750. This dropped from 18% down to 16%. Next, we have the segment I was most worried about from the very beginning, 750 to 1 million. This really plummeted from 17% down to only 13%. This was always troubling for me since so many new homes tend to be in this price range. Next, let's check out the luxury segment, 1 million to 1.5. This dropped slightly from 15% to 14%. Last, we have the ultra luxury market, 1.5 million plus. This cratered from 16% down to 12%. In all, only 19% of the total market right now is in escrow. So less than 1 in 5 homes are currently under contract. That's a stark contrast to 67% of the total market back in March. Suffice to say, the higher the price, the less competitive the market is. All right, let's put this all together and make some sense out of this madness. Where are we at and where are we going? Sales were at an all-time low, median price continued its downward decline, and inventory levels have seemingly plateaued out. So what's next? On one hand, I'm surprised that sellers haven't been more aggressive about pricing. On the other hand, it's human nature to hold on too tight. Few business-minded people, let alone the general public, can really stomach losing money. Now, hope is a powerful delusion. Let me tell you, there's a ton of delusional sellers out there right now. Between consumer interest rates, mortgage interest rates, and overall inflation, there really is no bright light on the horizon. I've been saying for months now, buying time will come in November and December. The truth is, I think only about 5% of the market has adjusted their values correctly. Every day I pull neighborhoods where there's 5 to 10 homes for sale in a neighborhood and none are in escrow. None. That's a telltale sign right there that the neighborhood is going to implode. They're not selling because the entire neighborhood is overpriced. Meanwhile, there's small pockets here and there that have adjusted their prices and they're now selling. Take this home, for instance. Over 3,000 square feet, 3-car garage, recently remodeled with a nice backyard, located in a master plan community in a good part of town. The seller listed it for $485,000. Now, that sounds like a fair price. As an investor, this actually pencils out as well. Now, guess what? They ended up receiving 5 offers and went over list price in only 3 days. This same floor plan sold for $715,000 back in January. So again, under $500,000 makes sense. But you've got other sellers in there asking $100,000 more. Why? You're never going to get anywhere near your asking price. The moral of the story here is this. Right now, our market is in flux. We're still trying to figure out what these homes and these neighborhoods are really worth. I'm talking about inherent value. Some neighborhoods went up marginally, some went up dramatically. This is also why some neighborhoods will be adjusted while others just get crushed. Now that we're going into the holiday season, it's going to get quite apparent who's getting desperate to sell and who's just kicking tires. If you have to purchase, be exceptionally prudent. I wouldn't touch a neighborhood with no recent sales and nothing even in escrow unless you manage to rip a home for, say, 20% off in some cases. There's simply no telling where that threshold is going to be. What seems like a deal today could be overpriced tomorrow. So be very careful with your analysis. Either way, unless a home is an absolute unicorn or the seller is willing to just drop their pants to make a sale, I would exercise patience until we start to see substantial price changes across the board. Now, keep in mind, this is coming from a realtor whose job it is to sell homes, and I'm just giving it to you straight. Time's on your side, folks. Be patient. It's about to get much worse before it gets better. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Please click on the like button, be sure to subscribe, and share this video with all your friends and colleagues. Have a great Turkey Day, and I'll see you guys all on the next one. Deuces. Dudes, come here. Come here. Come here, pal. Come here.
I got tricks and treats.
You want a treat? Oh man.